Hi guys! I am doing a new video and I am currently in my car. I feel really awkward, but I'm currently in my car and I'm at Walmart Supercenter. Oops, dropped my keys. I'm at Walmart Supercenter and I'm going to get some really cheap supplies for an art video. So I hope this isn't too awkward, but let's go. Okay, so Walmart did not have everything I needed, so I'm going into the local Dollar Tree to see if I can find everything on my list. Hi guys! How was that for an introduction? So I haven't done one of these videos before, but I have worked with the supplies before. I don't know if you can notice, but the color palette for my watercolor is actually melted, sort of. Like if you look at it right now, it's in the upper left hand corner and it's kind of all dripping together, and it's because I actually had to record this video 3 times. And this is the final time. This is the 3rd time, and I actually got it fully completed. But I never ever had a problem when I used these. Like I ended up only using 3 things, which all of this together cost $6. The notebook itself was $3, rounded up. The pencils themselves were $2 for $24, and the watercolor was $1. So everything all together was $6. And this is a very cheap, very affordable kind of set. And I did have to go to 2 different stores to get it all, but I'm sure that's manageable for, you know, if you live near a dollar store, or if you just, you know, happen to go to Walmart one day and you're like, I need watercolors. There were watercolors at Walmart that I did see, but they were like $4 to $5, and I was like, oh, that's a little much. Like, if you only have $5, you probably aren't going to be able to get that. But all of this together came out to be $6. So what I'm drawing right now, I tried to draw something really nice and really cute, and I couldn't use anything but the supplies I had, so I used this nice light bluish green as my sketch, like as my sketching color. And I just kind of built the more I drew. Like I kept layering where I liked, and you know, I kind of just ignored where I didn't like. Like you can see she's got like 4 legs right now because I couldn't figure out where I wanted to put her legs, because I have her in like a bubble right now, and I really wanted it to be a cute pose, so I ended up changing her legs. Oh, there's the bubble, you can see it now. So I really like plants, and I really like witches, and I thought, how cute would it be if I drew like a little bottle witch with plants all inside the bottle with her? And the idea kind of grew from that to a bottle, or well, from a bottle to a bubble. So it's a bubble witch who is inside with plants. And I really am doing this all with just this green colored pencil. And I added a layer of green and blue paint. So that was, I actually didn't get to film that because my camera stopped, but I just did a wash of just the green and a little, like a very light blue. And you'll see occasionally I'll try to like bring the watercolor palette back into focus, because I paint with my right hand and it will occasionally keep slipping. But you can see me mixing all of the colors on that side. And this is the same palette. Like, you can still see that all of the colors are still running together. So if you want a palette that can keep itself good, like I just did a squirt on each little color, like I did a water droplet, and I tried to keep them nice, but as soon as I closed it, they didn't dry. Like, I had done a painting the day before and the water was still on it and the colors had smudged. Like, it even smudged into the brush part. Like, you can see one part of the brush part is very dark. That's where it's smudged. So other than those problems, like other than it smudging and it, you know, staying wet, there wasn't any other problem with the colors. And for me, I like to paint really, really soft because I like to build my layers. So I will continuously build upon layer and layer and layer, and that's why I wanted to get heavier paper. I get heavy paper because if you get a lighter pound paper like LB, if you get a lighter pound paper, it will most likely come up when you're painting like this, or it will sort of like dimple and it will stop taking water. So you want to get a heavier paper if you are going to layer like I do. And the paper I'm using right now is actually acrylic, but it works just as well as watercolor paper. Like, it takes a little bit longer to dry, but I borrowed my mom's hair dryer and I had that help along the process. So I don't know about you guys, but my favorite color is pink. So I decided to give her a completely pink outfit, and I thought it would be a really nice complement to the green in the background. And like, the more I painted, the more I really felt like it felt like a really good color composition. Like, having the green all around her with that little splash of pink was very, very nice. And you see, I have to keep going in with the hairdryer. And if you don't have a hairdryer, all you need to do is let it air dry. I actually had to do this in college when we were painting figure drawing. I would have to paint my layers, and because I did paint really soft, I had to wait 10 minutes, and it kind of sucks if you have like a model in front of you, but you just work on another part of the painting. Like, instead of trying to go into her legs, I went into the outer edges of the bubble and I tried to make them darker and make it look like it was actually inside of like a bubble instead of just a circle. But I do suggest, if you have a hairdryer and you are going to be watercolor painting, to very much try to use that. And you can see I checked to see if it was dry. So once you're done with the watercolors, you can go back in with these colored pencils. And these are, I believe they're Crazy Art colored pencils. They're the 24 pack. They worked so well over top of this painting. And I'd made sure after I had done the water that it was completely dry. Otherwise you get more of a smudged pencil. And I was going in with different colors, like a lighter pink and a darker purple, and I would alternate between them. So with the watercolor, I really just wanted to get the base colors for this picture. So you can see everything's kind of coming together as I add more lines, and that's very much my style. Like, I work mostly digitally when I do speed paints, and I like cell shading, I guess. I like everything to kind of be one color, and when you work with watercolors or a traditional media, it's kind of hard to get it to look like a digital media or digital medium, and you definitely want that same kind of effect. I added the lines to the plants on her hat because I wanted it to be sort of uniform. And you can see me fixing up the colors in some of the spots because I didn't want to keep layering on the colors after I had already done the pencils, because I am actually not sure how the pencils would react to being wet and having other colors on top of them. So instead I went the other route where I just colored on top and kept layering and layering. Like you can see me layering right now. I layered the brown, and it's not quite as smooth as if I had just painted on with brown or done, you know, a different color, but I feel like the end result, it still looks very nice. Now, I would never sell this picture. Like, if this was for a client, I don't think they would be extremely happy about the quality of it. But it definitely works if you are a beginner artist, like you're 13 and you need some art supplies to get started. You can absolutely use these. These are good quality. Like, you're not going to get amazing results out of these. You're going to get what you pay for. But that doesn't mean you can't make nice stuff. You can make nice stuff even if you don't have, professional supplies. And I have said this in a video before, you don't need the nicest things to make the nicest stuff. Like, I used this kind of stuff all throughout my high school career. I used these kind of colored pencils, and I would just build and build and build. So I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing right now versus, somebody who's maybe just starting with colored pencils and they're kind of just getting used to them. It really does. It's something you need to figure out and work with. But I definitely think it's an easy medium, and it's very nice to use because it's forgiving. Like, if you make a mistake, it's not really an issue. I don't know if you can tell right now, but I had the different legs covered up completely with this watercolor, and now you can't see them at all. But you can see the legs that I wanted to keep. And right now I'm coloring in the ferns and the plants, and I'm doing it with black so you can actually see the outlines. I don't know if you would want to do this personally because plants are usually green, not black, but it definitely helped, differentiate where these plants were and kind of what they were doing. So I had some of the plants that grew around her to make it look like she was sort of inside it, but most of the plants I have are growing behind her just because I wanted to add, a little bit of depth. And I kept going with the plants. I absolutely love greens, and I don't know if you're one of those artists who, is like a witchy person or a plant person, but I definitely think I have a little bit of love for both of them in my heart. Now, she doesn't really have a theme. I kind of just wanted to go with something I like, and that's okay too. Like I said, I'm not selling this picture, and I don't think I would, but honestly, if I was in high school and my friend said, wow, that's really good, like, can I have that? I'd be like, absolutely, like, you can totally have that. And they'd be like, oh, well, I'll buy it. And I'd be like, okay, because you still work hard on this, and you are definitely deserving of the praise you may get from doing a piece like this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked what I did, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more stuff like this, please let me know down in the description. And if you like me, go ahead and subscribe. I make a new video every Friday. Alright, here's some fan art that some of my really awesome fans have drawn for me. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!